looking to go back to back. Then maybe next FNCS, they'll go the back to back to back. The three-peat might come through as we see Cube taking down Buzzo and Ruben. That fight has been happening all day, today and yesterday, over near the Slurpee Swamp area. And once again, not going in the favor of Ruben and co. But again, just for making it here to finals, they win a good portion of the prize pool. So great on them, as everyone else in that trio now gonna fall as well. Rex, Arkham, and Epic Whale, though, they figured out Storm Surge. They've made their plan, and they have executed it these last 3 games.
And right now, just trying to find a little bit of room, but don't forget, there's still plenty to be decided here in the last game. Unless these guys go down early, the first place spot should be more than wrapped up. And so far, we've already seen the 6th place and the 12th place team go down. So still plenty of room to be had on the middle of that leaderboard. Plenty can be changed up. We'll go back to the World Cup, where TSM Crew at the time ended up going from 66th place to 6th with a 7 elimination victory royale in the final game. Kind of got swept under the rug a little bit by Booga's monumental performance, but that was a huge swing from him there, and all of these teams are capable of pulling it out at the last moment. It's just the question is, what are the stakes on the line and what are the opportunities? Where does it come from? And now we're going to swing back on board here to what is now our 2nd place team of Kenshi, Snacky, and Chris, who have had a phenomenal day 2 here so far, Clay.
They have. It's been insane for the performance that they've put up. Kenshi putting out earlier that he's just built a little bit different, and today showing why, and showing that he is so good at this game. The trio not giving up after their first day, which they had a great performance in, coming into today saying we want that first place, and one of the few trios that can contend to topple Epic Whale, Arkham, and Rex if they have the most beautiful run through this game.
It would take, at minimum, a victory royale and 8 eliminations, with Epic Whale and his team picking up 0 points in the match, which so far we've yet to see them drop a goose egg, their worst performance being a simple 4.1 all the way back in match number 1. So to say that's unlikely would be a relatively fair assessment of the situation. We're going to swing back on board here with Wavy, Jacob, DFavs, and CLGJ. Occupying a decent amount of space here around Misty Meadows, currently sitting in 5th place, so really looking to try and challenge for one of those top 3 spots.
And it kind of came on the back of Wavy Jacob finally choosing to go back to what they know, that Dragon's Breath in his inventory. We saw it, we talked about it, and how they wanted to shy away from it this time because it wasn't working out for them. But Wavy Jacob picked it up today in these last couple of games, and
so much chaos in the late game because it'll explode nearby, but it has an area effect that also will impact you through builds. So if you end up trying to get up beside the mountain and then all of a sudden get tagged by the big chill, you're just gonna go sliding down that hill and be forced to basically wait out the 10 seconds of ice feet.
One of the first times we're seeing it, I think here today, even yesterday. Not a lot of players have experience playing against it because it's just that hard to get with the amount of gold that you have in your inventory and the quests that you get. So getting some luck there on their side, maybe with the chest and a safe spawning in that POI, it could lead you to that. It's only 400 gold, so it's possible for them to get it out of there. Maybe grabbing some for Retail Row as well, but they're set up so well. And Arkham, Epic Well, and Rex, if they go for their traditional high ground take and the big chill comes out, all chaos is going to break loose.
Yeah, but at that point, it will have been too late. Again, if we're talking about just the #1 spot, these guys have to fall, and they have to fall early for even a chance at one of the top teams to end up overtaking them. So every second that you don't see them on that left side of the screen in the elimination feed, they come that much closer. But currently, as we see that Storm Surge, I was going to call out them being below. Generally, it takes a second to tick above, and you can kind of get an idea of where the initial Storm Surge threshold is. So we saw it was 68 below, so you can assume that teams need to do about 70 damage right now to pop above. These guys currently sitting 161 damage above, so in a pretty safe spot for this first Storm Surge.
They are, but it's rapidly going down to 154 as Arkham trying to put them 105 more damage above, maybe at 275 if you hit that headshot there. But once again, they have found Condor here, left, for them to upgrade with. These are going to be such big upgrades. Look at what Arkham just did. Upgraded to an epic AR, I believe an epic shotgun as well. And now over to Quinn, Dylan, and Juicy as they are on the back foot. Our third place team getting aggressed upon there. They are able to back away for the time being. But I think once again, this is a Storm Surge fight.
And that's what's about putting the pressure on him. And only a couple trios are going to end up being pressured by it. So you can see right now, Quinn, Dylan, and Juicy just trying to own as much space as possible, get back up on their mats and get as much utility as they can as we're getting into kind of the final opportunities here to get any amount of points. Quinn, Juicy, and Dylan currently the gatekeepers of that third place bar. If they can hold on, they will be qualified through to the Chapter 2 Season 6 FNCS Finals. But we've seen them slipping a little bit, their grass being ever so tenuous on the edge of the mountain. And Old Man Mountain might look to kick them off one final time as he scorns at them from above the top 3 threshold. And you can see Caleb, Tautai, and Wheels now being forced to rotate past them. This could get awkward very quickly as they are right on the edge of the zone, and we've seen Quinn and Co. thrive in this position.
Can they find the tags they need to? Can they drop them down? And as I say that, Caleb's going to take a lot of damage, 193 above, so they can hold out. Dylan takes a lot as well. Rex going to pick up elimination on the other side. Juicy is box to box, playing so well. The damage is going off. He's gotten 100 damage there just with the tags. Looking for more, not going to be able to do so. Needs to make sure that floor does not get taken. Dylan will get healed back up. Juicy 2v1ing right now, but unfortunately he is now the recipient of the 2v1, is going to go down. Quinn and Dylan either need to disengage or need to make a very big play right now because this is not going their way. He is going to block off one of the players, but the end not going to be there in time. They do get that confirmation. Quinn and Dylan have decided to disengage. They're trying to build out. They have to heal up and get out of this fight because this is not advantageous for them. And if they go down, their third place, I do not think is going to hold.
They don't thrive in these type of situations. They've been so much better when they've been box to box in the late game. We've seen them be able to execute. The only time we saw them as a duo was earlier on in today in match number 7 when Quinn ended up going down early there. So now it's going to be on Dylan and Quinn to end up picking up the slack. But we see the rotation is pulling very far away from them. However, it could be beneficial as Tautai, Caleb, and Wheels recognize the fact that they have to go as well, and they're leaving them.
May be able to go for a crazy reboot play. It's West. We've seen it before, but in game number 12, something needs to happen. They need to find something as Dylan and Quinn are trying to bouncer their way into zone. Quinn going back in, going to get blocked off just again. And every tick of zone damage is so big as he's getting further and further away from Dylan. This zone pulling even further south. They had a very good setup for this game, but unfortunately, that edge of zone fight not going their way is going to put them at such a disadvantage. Dylan is going to find another recyclable bouncer there, so putting him in a really good rotation. But if they get in here and they're not able to capitalize on refarming some of these mats that are anywhere, and as I say that, Catty Corner's not even in, they're going to have to go up this mountain.
Yeah, we talked about it. The change in verticality represented by these mountains over here. Well, the middle of the zone is the biggest mountain on the map. Everyone else is going to have to play around it and rotate through here. And this is such a tough rotation because there's two different areas, two different high grounds that has a great sight line onto it. So now we're going to pan around and see some of the other rotations. And hi-ho, off to the woods we go right now. Over on the backside of the zone, nowhere near anybody is Arkham, Epic Whale, and Rex. They say, you have heard of the dead side of the zone. Well, we're just going completely around that. They're posted up on this backside of the mountain here, and the great spot about this is there's so much extra mats. There's extra wood all over, there's extra brick all over, and there's extra metal down that base. But as Arkham slides down there, oh, Clay, that fourth zone is directly on top of this mountain peak. And we talk about changes in verticality. We've seen them in different games. This is going to be the most extreme one we've had yet, as we're going directly over the weather station for the final match here in the FNCS.
And third and fourth place Sundown are right on top of each other. Chicken is going to go down. Quinn and Dylan are so low on HP. Dylan is going to be a little bit greedy and is going to go down. His toes were found out there by you. Quinn is looking at his loot, trying to harpoon what he can, but not reveal himself too much. He will get the siphon mats, but will it be enough to carry him up the mountain? He goes ahead and builds just a little bit there. Double harpoon in the inventory, but the builds are going to be broken. Quinn now has to make a very big play. Bouncer going to place. No, not right away. Gets away, but 5 builds remaining, and that's gonna be it. No real builds for. I misspoke. He's got enough to box himself up on this low ground, but he has to find something. This is looking very, very hard for him to come back as Kytrick in a veil right there on the side of your screen, trying to make it up in a similar situation. Low HP. Kytrick's gonna get tagged for whites as well. Again, this is third in fourth place. Again, third place automatically qualifies through. So if fourth goes down, that's Kytrix falling. Only a veil left alive for them. This is so big. Third and fourth place down to one member of the team.
But Quinn is below, and that'll start taking in a minute. However, if I'm him, I know I've already seen Kytrix go down. I've seen Chicken go down. It's all onto a veil there, and he just has to wait and be patient. Yes, Storm Surge will end up coming through, but he catches the one bullet. That's what I was talking about, is if he starts swinging, eventually somebody will throw something towards him. Now it is all onto actually Kytrex end up getting back up. So a little bit of a revive change coming through and no confirmation. The battle for third is back on the board. And as I say that, Kytrex and Avail both get ticked over. So third is still up for grabs, but the teams in contention are going to be Daddy Faves, CLGJ, Wavy Jacob, as well as Reet, 40 Storm, and Macon. But it's going to take a huge game from them as the top of the pack is starting to get solidified. We might as well pencil in Arkham, Rex, and Epic Whale as the two-time right now, because so far nobody's been able to drop it off or pick up the eliminations. Kenshi, Snacky, and Chris are looking good for second place, but what happens for third? Who can make a play here in the final game to guarantee themselves a spot in the next finals? That's what it's all about, or getting a little bit of bump in that prize money.
The only way they topple first is if Arkham, Epic Whale, and Rex go down right now, and they're able to get all the placement points away with a good amount of eliminations. But look, fifth place is getting hit by Storm Surge. It could just be a wild, wild west play here from Reet. If they go down, he would need an epic game to secure third, but it wouldn't go over to West in any other way. They are going to be able to heal up for the time being. 109 below. They need to find tags, and they need to do it quickly. 2 players need to go down as Rex is going to pick up an elimination there. They're trying to find anything, trying to find something, but as you can see, they're desperate. They're looking in every direction. They don't have any more heals. They're finally above. Izo going to go down, but how long are they going to stay above one player? Izo needs to be confirmed. If he gets confirmed, it will turn off. And as we pan away, I believe it is going to turn off for the time being. But what a almost interesting play that came out to be.
And we're into the placements here in the last match. Get your hype emotes out, spam them in chat wherever you are. Let us hear it, let us see it in Party Royale, because these are the final moments of the Chapter 2 Season 5 FNCS. This is our second place team looking to solidify their spot. They need a bunch of elims or to go hunt down Epic Whale right now to even make a case at the top spot. And in reality, I don't think that's going to happen, as we will see the moving zones. The half in, half out are going to pull. We're directly over Caddy Corner, like the old iceberg finishes. Like, there's so much going on in this circumstance, and the question is, can anybody make a push for that third place spot with first and second effectively being wrapped up?
And Rex, Arcrim, and Epic Whale are going to find the tarp of Kenshi, Snacky, and Chris. If they're able to find them and take them down, what a statement it would be to solidify that. But like you talked about, every point from here on out, every trio going down is so monumental. It is just going to be harder and harder to catch them, as Turtle Tavern, Caden, and Falcon are trying to make something happen. Rex is going to get tagged up. Reet is online. He is operating. This is his chance to try to get into that guaranteed qualification spot, as Rex and company are below Surge. They have to find damage. Rex does have that Dragon's Breath shotgun. He can go aggressive if they want to. 16 players need to go down in the next 30 seconds before it turns off, and that's more than unlikely. A lot of players have already made the trek upside the zone, and this is not looking that good for everyone on the backside.
No, and Reet and Wavy Jacob are just picking up elims in the feed. You can see Rex actually getting dropped all the way down. He thrives down this situation, but only when it's on his terms. Instead, Epic Whale going down. They're taking over the placement points and just trying to hold on. Currently, second place running through, but they're about to go down. This is the only challenger to that top spot, but without the eliminations and being under Storm Surge, it is a matter of time before we crown our NA West champions. You can time it with those purple ticks. There's one, there's another. He can only survive 3. One of his teammates going down, and that will be all she wrote. And just to put a stamp on it as well, Rex is going to knock out Reet with his back against the wall. And as I say that, though, celebrating just a little too early there. Snacky back above Storm Surge now, on board with Rex on the low ground, just soaking in the points for what is a victory lap for the 100 Thieves duo plus NRG player.
And what more can he get on this run? Can he find more eliminations? You know he wants to. Absolutely dominating, getting elimination after elimination, not in the zone, has to keep going forward. No builds remaining, that's it. He used it, he's still not in zone. It does pull back. He will get a little breath of relief, but he has no mats. He either has to drop down or someone has to drop on top of him, and he is being sprayed down. Shots come through. The Dragon Breath is there. No, the fall damage is there, but we know for sure they have won NA West FNCS once again. The back-to-back comes through, but who can make a play for third?
The back-to-back has been secured, and congratulations to Arkham, Rex, and Epic Whale, but we still got a little bit of Fortnite to play. However, it looks like Mountain Climber Simulator here, as everyone just trying to spiral around the outside, hopping on board. OG to Babyface, Amba, and 5G Poppins currently sitting on 7 eliminations, trying to find a little bit of room here to potentially push themselves up the leaderboard and to secure a little bit more money.
They found the rocket launcher. That's going to be so big.
It's going to be so big and give them an opportunity, especially as the zone is now pulling out in a way. You can see Nate get dropped down. And actually the team is just riding along the side of the mountain saying, well, it's going down the low ground. We're going to go first. But up on the high ground near Blizzy, trying to make a play, almost out of builds, which means he's going to be forced to go down. We have our top 3 as Frappi goes down. Blizzy will end up being alone, but what can he find with that epic tactical shotgun? We saw the trio on the low ground end up dropping. We have a 3v3v1 with Blizzy finally getting cut down. And now the final 3v2 with the low ground team looking to drop it off, as Old Man Mountain will say his goodbye, but the rocket will then be dropped. Muse trying to drop in, be decaying, trying to pick it up. Ambo with 6 eliminations, 10 so far for him and Poppins, but he's in a 3v1. He finds the first one. Can he find the second? All of a sudden, this might be a disgusting clutch to close out the day. Instead, finds one shot, finds the second, but then catches it in the back, decaying, rescuing the final moments away, and they'll secure the victory royale. But at the end of the day, Clay, we had the back-to-back and the tagline from his very own tournament. The trio of NRG Epic Whale, 100 Thieves, Rex, and Arkham secured the final spot, the final FNCS champion position, the Axe of Champions, and what a way to do it. Whew!
Insane. Everyone else truly was playing for second. What an insane slate of games, though. It was close coming into it, but they just got rolling with it, and it was impossible to catch up with them, and that's why they're the best of the West.
They're the absolute best of the West, and they proved it, and we want to say thank you so much. That is it from us for the rest of the FNCS. We're going to kick it back over to the desk, but I want to say thank you to production, all of you at home, and especially Zeke, Kelly, and Shio. Y'all have been great. Take us home.
Only been as good as you guys can be, and thankfully you guys are unmatched, unrivaled, and incredible. So once again, Fortnite fam, follow Clay, follow Sundown, follow these two incredible champions, and once again, congratulations to the champions. I mean, I'm not surprised, right? This trio is truly the best in the West. The way they execute, we talk a lot about this RNG factor that comes into Battle Royales, and for them, they just squash that completely. It doesn't matter what situation they have, what loadout they have, who's in their way. They always find a way to come out on top. And that is what makes them champions. They are now the back-to-back champions in NA West. Hold the Axe of Champions high and say, we did not give this away. We will hold it until the next FNCS.
The best thing about this is that the first broadcast we have for NA West coming back now into the year, these guys showed up for it, right? There was a question as to, has their reign ended? It's barely even begun. And wow, they played better than we've ever seen in any other FNCS. We gotta make a special crown or something for these guys, man. They're so dominant in this region.
And what a journey that they went on, having issues in the first qualifier, coming back in their heat, getting first place, coming here, getting first place after day number 1, and then finishing day number 2. Besides game number 1 that we got to see, they never placed below 9th, constantly making it to the end game, constantly getting those eliminations. That's why they have 61 eliminations there. But speaking of elims, look at Favs, Jay, and Wavy Jacob jumping up all the way to 5th place after that last game with 64 eliminations. But obviously, shout outs to second place Kenchi's team. Quinn's team did an incredible job all 2 days, and they're going to be sitting in 3rd.
Yeah, they clinched that 3rd spot. It was kind of scary because, you know, with Surge, was that spot kind of, you know, up for grabs for Kytrex? No, in this instance, that'll be the top 3 you'll see once again next season, all the way to the top 10. We're looking at big clutches all the way towards the end. Reet, 40R, and Macon make that threshold. Crislux is right there beside them too. Those guys have a boost in that prize money.
Well, also, I mean, you just saw it in 6th place. Spidey, Blizzy, and Nate. Their best game yesterday was a 5th place finish with 2 eliminations. Today, they walked away with 2 victory royales, one of them with 10 eliminations. So you love to see them jump up all the way into 6th place because although you fight for first, it was pretty much Arkham's game. So we all knew that. So this was a fight for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th because there's about a $3,000 difference between these places here. And here we have it, our 3rd place, My Picks Symmetrical's team didn't have the best of days, but still love to see them up here. In fact, all of the teams that made it here into our top 33 should be proud of themselves because thousands upon thousands of teams competed over the qualifiers to be in the spot that they're in right now.
And everyone here tried their best as well. Also, quick shout out to that 13th place team overall, or somewhere on that, yeah, it was 13th place. Decaying MSC and Zalo, who got that last VR overall, calling them the shovel trio because they literally dug themselves out of the dirt into some nice placements all the way up on the higher pages. For everyone here, though, valiant effort over the 12 games, almost even hitting triple digits. It comes just to show you how far the competition's come in NA West. They're playing so much better than seasons prior. Even the mid to low tier teams in the or in the finals specifically have competition every game. I mean, who had Surge right in that last game? If the top 5 teams are taking away all the damage, it was all those teams at the bottom who were trying that last game to just push it to their absolute limits.
And that's exactly what we saw, Shio. The game number 12, like you said, every single top team had Surge, and we were watching it, Zeke, where they were pinging from below to above, from below to above. It was absolute madness. So what an exciting and somewhat appropriate game to end off North American West.
Oh, man. It's borderline sad to think about it being over now, but it's okay, Fortnite fam. Because with that, we wrap up the Chapter 2 Season 5 Fortnite Champions Series, which means the next time you'll see us is next FNCS. As always, to echo Sundown, thank you so much to the production, to all the players who competed, and of course to you, Fortnite fam. You make this all possible. You let us get up here and be our goofy selves, so we love you so much. And as always, Fortnite fam, we'll see you guys on the Battle Bus.
Beep, beep.